it's interesting to have a bye, going into the league tournament. I think there's a few different ways to look at it. I think we're seeing it as an opportunity to focus more on us and a little less on an opponent because we didn't know who we were going to be playing. And, you got to keep your conditioning up and contact and competition, all those things up. So I hope we manage to do that. You get a couple days in there where you can get some extended break to maybe heal up some minor injuries. And then, today ultimately kind of starts our practice week. We had yesterday off. And so our kind of Wednesday start this week goes along with our Sunday game. So, we're excited about getting back on the practice floor, getting ready for an opponent in Oral Roberts, and establishing our plan moving forward this week and our approach. So, having a bye week, it is what it is. I think we used it to our advantage, and now it's time to focus in on us and our opponent and getting ready for the first round of the Summit League.
What are you seeing out of the trend in Oral Roberts? What have you seen about how they've been playing lately?
Very, very similar to how they're playing when we played the first time. They're a little bit different personnel with Glasper being out, but they're really comfortable with their 6 to 7 guys they're playing, and that's not much different. They were playing 7 to 8 guys before, and now it's 6 to 7 guys, a lot of minutes. They were shooting the ball at a high level then. They're still shooting the ball at a high level. I think they've continuously seen different teams play different ways against them, and I think they've continued to just, read the D, make the right plays. The A-Smiths and O'Banner are continuing to play at a really high level. The shooting at a ball, I think in conference play, I think they've made 94 of their 163s that they made in league play, and they're doing it at such a high level. So, they present a lot of problems because the guys around them can all make threes. The guys around them are good players and bring their own challenges. So it's how do you slow those two guys down? How do you keep O'Banner off the glass? We didn't do a very good job of that the first time we played him. And how do we minimize Max Asmus's scoring? How do we keep him to under his average and make things a little harder for him? Because he's playing the game. It's a pretty easy game for him right now. He's playing at a high level. Things seem to be moving slow for him. He's just really playing, and he's leading college basketball in scoring, I believe, right now. So playing at a high level. So got some great challenges, some great opportunities, and I'm excited for our plan and going out and working on it and getting our preparation for them.
Yeah, Coach, and to that for Max Asmus, and maybe just more of a general overview of the Summit League in regards to you got Max Asmus not only leading the Summit League but also in the nation. But there's a lot of high-level scorers in the Summit League when you look at it comparatively to other conferences around the country. He's just one. What does that say about the type of players that are playing in this Summit League right now?
Well, it reminds me of our preparation for, even like USD with Plitzwhite and Amude. And there's more. I mean, you could go down the list with South Dakota State and who they can put on the floor with Doug Wilson and some of those guys. So, yeah, I just think there's tremendous scorers in this league. And I think the Summit League right now is ranked as one of the top three-point shooting leagues in the country. So defending the three-point line is going to be pretty important no matter who you're playing. And Oral Roberts is about the best example of that, is they're making over 11 threes at 41% in league play. So, no, listen, I think there's some young people in this league playing at a really, really high level right now. I look at the year Phillips had for us and a guy like Tyree and the improvement we've seen with some of our new guys and how they've helped us kind of throughout this year get better. So Western Illinois and some of the players that have emerged for them this year. So it's you can go down the list. There's an awful lot of good teams, and like I said, we're excited. You hated to see, and I haven't watched it, and nor will I, but you hate to see an injury to A.J. Plitzwhite. To anybody, you don't want to see that. But the kind of year A.J. was having for that team, he was having an MVP type of season for his team, leading them to the top of the conference, and you hate for that young guy to have that injury, but he's a special person. I've watched him since he was in high school, and he'll do the work and put the time in to get better. But just hard. It's hard to see young people get hurt. But that kind of injury was really difficult to hear about.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about defending the three-point line. From what I've seen, it seems like Max likes to stretch where that three-point line is.
Yeah.
Does that present a challenge when it seems like he's comfortable from, I don't know, 30?
He is. He's kind of the Dame Lillard of our league right now, or Steph Curry of our league, because of his range and his accuracy. I mean, it's one thing to pull up from the logo and shoot 30%, but it's another thing to be doing it when you're shooting 45% from three. So, like, you have to guard him from the logo. And when you watch teams, and it's funny how every team's kind of guarded them differently. And, he has a knack for taking advantage of however you guard him. So, like, you've just got to be committed to what you're doing. And what really helps in your defense against Oral Roberts is good offense, getting good shots. Not mean you make them all, but not turning it over and taking bad shots. A lot of times, turnovers and bad shots lead to quick offense. And if you're in transition against Oral Roberts, backpedaling, trying to slow him down with his range, it's going to be a difficult night. So when we first played him that first night, we had fewer turnovers, I think maybe 6 to 8. And the second night, we had 16. The first night, we shot better from the field. The second night, we didn't shoot as well. So, your offense a lot of times is a direct reflect, how you're playing on offense can directly reflect how your defense is playing. And so as important it is to how we're matching up and how we're guarding them, our offense is going to be pretty important too, to take care of the ball and get great shots, get to the free throw line, do the things that are hard to slow them down a little bit and allow your defense to get set, because his range is phenomenal. It's Lillard type stuff. Probably back in the day I wasn't here, but back in the day when he's playing at a Big Sky, I don't know where you had to pick Dame up at, but I know in the NBA you got to pick him up at the logo, and that's what we have to be ready to do with Max.